Ooh, ice chipper. I can do that.
Fuck you!
Hell yeah. Ho ho. Ho 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 yeah. Bathe in the blood now. Come on, bathe in the blood. That's probably not very safe to just have laying around those ice chippers. Somebody could easily fall into them and get murdered. So, please tell me we get a chance to kill... What's his face now? Wei? Not Wei, but... Pendrew. I'm gonna fuck that guy up.
Raymond.
Hey, easy there, Wei. This man is in my custody.
Yes, sir.
You okay?
Yeah. Where's Pendrew?
He's up for promotion. Interpol. He's done with us.
He's dirty, Raymond. He outed me to Big Smile Lee.
Take it from me, Wei. Whatever you heard, it won't matter. The only voice they hear is Pendrew's. You did what you came here to do, all right? Let's get you cleaned up.
Maybe in one of the DLC you get to murder the shit out of Pendrew. That would be awesome. I'd love to murder him. It would be great. Those are ugly chairs. I left a package for myself on the table, but I don't remember.
Jay? What the fuck?
Jang. Is that the other... That was the info they got off of that actress's computer, right? USB? That or that was the female officer? I don't remember. I'm so bad with names.
Uncle Po? Pendrew? What the hell?
Superintendent Pendrew, I'm surprised to see you. You're the one who chased my boys away?
Poe, you know why I'm here.
I can imagine all sorts of reasons. I'm sure you will tell me.
I'm moving on to greener pastures, but not without taking care of some unfinished business with you and Sonny first.
We had a deal, did we not, Pendrew? I gave you the 3 Tigers. It made your career.
And I let you and Sonny continue operating.
A sacrifice you were willing to make.
At the time. I'm putting Sonny away, and with you gone, I'll finish this once and for all.
The only difference between you and me is... I know what I am.
Jesus Christ. Pendrew. I've got you, you son of a bitch.
Oh, whoever sent you that has him. You son of a bitch. Well, please tell me you made copies and sent it in, or... Huh.
What would you like me to say? Whatever I did, I made Hong Kong a better place. I served the greater good. But you let them get to you. You abandoned your duty, officer, and became one of them. You deserve to be handed over to Big Smile Lee.
Did I? Well, Pendrew, I guess everyone gets what he deserves. Including you. You ready for life in prison?
What?
Because all your old buddies are gonna be waiting for you. I made sure they found out what you did to Uncle Po.
That's a fucking death sentence.
I know.
Where you can't. I won't last a day in there.
That's the plan.
No, fuck you. Though I'd rather have a mini game of me beating his ass. That would be great.
Inspector.
Officer?
I just wanted to say thanks
For what? It's me who should
for
be.
helping me close cases. Do something I could feel good about. Hell, for helping me stay sane.
My pleasure. So, what are you gonna do now?
I don't know. Job's over, but I don't really have anywhere else to go. Strange to say it after all that's happened, but Hong Kong kind of feels like home.
Yeah. But which Hong Kong, officer?
And what about Wei Shen?
He proved himself to be loyal to me, one way or the other. And isn't that what really matters? Leave him be.
Yes, Anjay. Drive.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I told you we'd finish it tonight. Maybe even a little faster than I thought. Had to use that excuse. Anyway, so this is where, of course, I always do a mini review. Talk about what I thought about the game, blah, 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 blah. Overall, definitely enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Well, to put this in perspective, I guess, I've played Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. I really did not like San Andreas. It was really boring to me. I was absolutely not interested. And I think this is way better than GTA San Andreas. Better than Vice City, probably even. People love Vice City, and I do too, but let's be honest, it's mostly because of the music. Makes a lot of what Vice City is good. It was still a good game, but this trumps it pretty good. Wow, I just hit a mind blank for some reason. Anyway, yeah, so the gameplay itself was really good. Obviously, very similar to the GTA franchise. You know, stealing cars and doing missions and whatnot. The thing is, like, most of the time when I play, like, GTA, I spend most of my time thinking around. I'm not interested in the main quests. But in this game, I actually did feel compelled to finish them. You know, finding out what's going on, and I just found them interesting enough to want to keep doing them. But I also like all the side things, like the races, multiple hidden things like the Jade statues, the Hell Shrines, the lockboxes. I liked all of those different hidden items. The face missions were pretty fun for the most part. A lot of them were, you know, same thing, like chase the guy down and beat his ass or whatever. But I liked the variety of missions. There weren't really a variety of types of missions, though, really. Mostly it was, you know, driving from one place to another or chasing a person down or, you know, getting into a fight with a bunch of guys. So there wasn't like a lot of variety in what you actually do, but it was still entertaining, I thought. The vehicles were okay. It didn't seem like there was a lot of difference. I will say in GTA, it seems like, well, some cars were just really, really fast but handled really bad. But some cars were quick, but still handled very, very well. So it seemed like there was more of a difference. In this game, at least to me, it felt more like one car was just faster than another car. I know that's not 100% accurate, but that's just the way it felt. Another thing is a lot of things they've implemented don't seem finished. It seems like they kind of half-ass put them in, such as for example, planning the bug when you have to unscrew the vents and do all that. That seems kind of meh. Like, I don't know. It just didn't seem to be that in depth. Though I guess, you know, you do have to line up the signals. But at any rate, I don't know. There's just, and I'm, of course, struggling to come up with not excuses, but examples now of kind of some of the half-assedness. But it seemed like you would just hit something, run to like a new thing. It was kind of half done, or it didn't seem like it was implemented all the way. But you know, again, overall it was really good. The story was pretty good. Like I said, it was pretty predictable, at least to some extent. I was wrong about Jackie being a traitor, but a lot of the other stuff was kind of obvious, especially what's his face. Even though that guy, well, no, I guess he was a crooked cop. I mean, he wasn't. He was crooked in the sense that he had no problems fucking the bad guys as long as it met the ultimate end of cleaning up the streets or whatever, and probably his own promotions. Not dirty in the way of he's playing both sides and he's, making money off drug deals and whatever. So, but it was still pretty obvious right from the start that he was pretty damn questionable, to say the least. The music stations were awful. God, I hated pretty much every single music station. But, I mean, that's, it's supposed to be in Hong Kong. I have no idea how realistic that is, that music is music that you would hear in Hong Kong. Wow, the redneck neighbors are revving their trucks up. That's great. Let's see, what else? I don't know. The voice acting was really good. There's no music here, too, which is very, very strange. But yeah, the sound effects and the voice acting were all good. I really pretty much liked all the voice actors. And the characters were interesting for the most part. But, there was some definitely weirdness. Like the GPS, sometimes the GPS just freaked out and would send you in the most bizarre, random-ass direction. Instead of a straight line. It didn't happen a lot, but it happened enough. There was other weird bugs, like when trying to buy food from a food vendor, either where they show that they want to talk to you, but then when you get close to them, they won't talk to you, and then when you move away, they'll want to talk to you, so you couldn't buy from them. There's another bug I saw where if you were on the other side of their little stall, like with the counter in between you, and try to buy, you couldn't buy because it thought you were too far away. And there was just a lot of little bugs like that. The thing about this game is I would really be getting into it, and then just something would happen that I would be really annoyed by. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. It was kind of like a roller coaster where the game's getting better and better, and then this happens, and I'm like, this sucks. But, I also like having waypoints during the missions, like multi-stage missions. So it's not like, oh, you failed this part of the mission, go all the way back to the beginning. I like that there was basically checkpoints during the mission. Would make it much, much less annoying to get through. The combat was fun. It was pretty simplistic for the most part, but it was still enjoyable. Especially the gunplay was really simple, but the slow-mo was just really ridiculously fun. I don't know why. And obviously it was overpowered to hell, because some of those missions where you're fighting tons of guys with guns, I think those are supposed to be harder. But if you have that thing unlocked where you go in slow motion after you jump from cover, combined with having that timer reset or be added to every time you get a kill, I mean, you can wipe out 4 or 5 guys pretty easily without taking almost any damage at all. So it's a little easy, but it was enjoyable. The melee combat was fun for the most part. I wish there would have been more environmental hazards that you could use to kill the enemies with. Those were a little underused in areas that you were fighting, just because they were very gory and hilarious to use. And then some of the enemies were annoying, like when they would block all your shots, but then you couldn't grab them either. There should be some kind of system where if you keep beating on them, they eventually breaks their block. Or maybe the last strike in a chain, if you do like the left click, left click, left click, left click, and then left click hold, maybe that finally breaks them out of the block for a second or two, so that you can either grab them or do another chain on them, something to break them up. The trip kind of did that, sort of, but not really. And I also like the face upgrades. It's so once you're in face mode because you've beat enough ass, you can either ignore their bonuses, like you can grab them and punch them, even if normally you couldn't grab that type of enemy, like the bigger enemies. So some of that was really interesting. I liked the Jade statues, turning those in and getting new fighting abilities. That was interesting. But overall, it was really fun. I very much enjoyed it. As far as rating, I would go... Off the top of my head, I would give this about a 7, maybe a 7.5. there's just enough little things to knock the game down a few pegs. If some of this stuff was smoothed out, like if I'd have been able to tag hidden items on my map to come back to later, some of the bugs were fixed. There was a little bit more variation in cars, more variation in missions, things like that, or a better weapon system where I could carry melee weapons with me all the time. Just little things here and there. This game could have easily been an 8 to an 8.5 if it was been given a little bit more time to get polished. But again, I understand that. My understanding is that this game was bought from Activision by Square Enix. The name was changed from True Crime Hong Kong to Sleeping Dogs. So I'm hoping that the next game does polish it up a bit and add some new features and fix the rough edges, because I could easily see that one being an 8 at minimum, if not an 8.5, maybe a 9. It'd have to be pretty damn big improvements to get a 9. 9 is a pretty big deal. At least for me, when you're not IGN and you're like, oh, this game is terrible, it's unplayable, this game gets a 7, which is ridiculous. A game that's unplayable should be about a 2 or a 3, if not a 1. If it's literally unplayable, that would be a 1. But yeah, the idiot IGN scale. But I go on about that every single mini review I do. But just as a quick review, a 5 for me is an average game. It's not bad, and it's not good, it's just average. 6 is a good game. 6 is good. It's better than average. So a 7 is a really good game. It is really good. I would probably go ahead and give this a 7.5, I think. And I know some people cry and moan about number system, but number system is actually really good. It's just some places abuse it. I also give a price grade. Basically what that means is this is the price that I think you should pay to get this game. Because I think that's also valid, because some games I'm like, this is a really good game. However, it's really short, so I wouldn't pay $50 for it. So this game is definitely not short, especially if you want to get all the hidden items. If you are the type who wants to get either all or a lot of the hidden items, spend time doing side missions, etc., I would pay up to $50 to maybe even $60 for this, because I think you can spend a lot of time with it. There's not a lot of replay value though, so maybe $50 if you're into just getting all the items, since there's not a lot of replay. It's not really a lot different that you can do. So I would say $50 for this. If you're not the type to do that, if you're mostly, maybe you do a few side missions here and there, but for the most part, you either just fart around and steal cars and run people over, or you like to just mainly focus on the main mission. I would still say around $30 to $35, because the main mission's not that long, I don't think. Again, I kind of I did all of it, and I mixed it all up, so it's hard for me to say how long just the main mission would be. But 30 to 35, maybe even up to 40. But 30 is an easy recommendation. If you like this type of game at all, $30 is an absolute. If it goes on sale for this price, you need to buy it. It's a really good game. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and say with a 7.5. We'll just say 7.5. Because I think it was a better than a 7, but it's not quite an 8 due to some of the issues it's had. Again, if Sleeping Dogs 2 fixes a lot of these things, adds new mission types, and kind of builds on it, I could definitely see it being like up to an 8.5, maybe even a 9. But yeah, I very much enjoyed this game. I was a little bit skeptical going in. I don't know why. I know this game got good critical reviews, both from players and from players, which I guess reviews from players isn't critical reviews. But anyway, I know it got good reviews, but for whatever reason, I did have a little bit of apprehensions with it. I guess partially because I really didn't like San Andreas at all. And I thought, well, maybe I'm just tired of that type of game. But this proved that I'm absolutely not tired of that type of game. It was great. I loved it. I don't know how many more ways to say that other than, wow, these credits are still rolling. But, I can shift fast forward. So, yeah, that's all that I had to say about the game itself. Let's fast forward to the credits, even though fast forward is not that fast. we'll see if anything happens at the end. Will probably do the DLC at some point. Again, maybe by the time you guys watch this, I'll be ready to buy it and play it. Just depends on a few things, because you guys probably won't see this video for about. I'll probably have this game beat about a month before you've seen this particular video. So by then, I'll probably be ready to hop back into it and see what's going to happen with Way. But yeah, go pick this up for sure. I don't know how much it is on Steam right now. I don't know how much it is new at GameStop or Amazon or wherever. I only keep up with PC prices, to be honest. But it's probably about 40 on Steam, maybe 50. I don't know. It's getting old in video game terms. So you might be able to find it cheaper, relatively easy. But there's always sales. So definitely pick this up if you get a chance. Come on, credits. Go faster, because I am running out of things to say, and I want to see what happens at the end. And you never, ever escape out of credits, because very frequently they will screw you if there's anything afterwards. Oh, God, we're going to go through every single artist. You can at least, crunch those together a little bit more. Tears for Fears. But yeah, I'm going to play. Now I want to play Saints Row 3. Again, not going to do an LP of it. Sorry, I just kind of want to mess around with it. I mean, if there's a lot of people who really want me to do it, then I might consider it, but probably not. World Scum by Soulfly. Yep, I don't know pretty much. Well, Machine Head, that sounds familiar. But a lot of these bands, groups, whatever, I am not familiar with. Hey, my throat's starting to hurt a little bit. These credits seriously need to end. Who's still watching this? Are you still watching this? Tell me that you're still watching this. I guess it'd be a good time to say, and I'm not ending it yet until we get to the end of the credits, but I do want to thank you guys again for watching. This has been a long series. Well, not super long, but it's been a pretty long series. Appreciate you guys for watching it to the end, unless you just skipped to this part. And if that's the case, shame on you. Well, not really. I understand if you skip ahead. It was a long series. And not always that interesting watching me just drive around and run into motorcyclists. Actually, that should be its own mini game. Is ramming those guys, see how many of you can kill in X amount of time. But yeah, so how you guys doing? Doing good? Great. Glad to hear it. How about them Braves, huh? Yeah, doing good this year. They were on track to have the biggest win streak, and of course they blew it, because that's what the Braves do. They choke. They choke a lot. Choke a lot. Oh, and they got Adult Swim cartoons on Netflix now. So I've been watching Aqua Teen and Squidbillies. Love Squidbillies. By the way, a lot of my random quotations come from either Aqua Teen or Squidbillies, in case you were wondering. Especially my little rant about the Chalkies loving to ski and all that. That was from Squidbillies when they were having a hate white rally. Great show, by the way. Though I really have a hard time believing other people outside of the South like that show, because the people who make it are in Georgia. And I sometimes think they make it just for us. Like, not just the South, for people who live in Georgia specifically. Now I'm talking about Aqua Teen and Squidbillies in this. Oh, come on, we're all on the H. This fast forward needs to be more fast forward. And this is the normal speed. That's insane. Dude, it wouldn't be so bad. I mean, I understand crediting every song, but squeeze them together. Look at that. You could get at least one extra song title per space there. Give me a break. At least we've jumped to the P's. So that's nice. So what do I talk about now? I don't think you guys are even watching this at this point. You have got to be really bored, because I'm not saying anything of really too much interest here. I don't know. What else could I talk about the game? About sleeping dogs. I mean, have I called it Walking Dogs at any point? Because when I first started recording, I actually named the folder Walking Dogs. And I've called it that a few times, even off camera, so I don't know if I have during my recordings, but I've thought of it as Walking Dogs. It's going to be worse when Watch Dogs comes out. which I'm very much looking forward to that. And yes, I definitely want to LP that if it comes on PC, which I believe it is. But all right, I think we're getting near the end. Yes, thank you for playing Sleeping Dogs. Okay, we're gonna hold off for the shift and see what happens here. Oh, sweet! It is gonna let us play. Mission replay unlocked. Big smiles all around. Damn. All of that, and I still didn't get that much Triad XP. And I have Triad clothes on. Or maybe they didn't count because they took me out of my clothes. God damn. How much money is that? How many zeros? 350,000? Plain clothes cop outfit. In game. Congratulations on finishing the game. You can continue playing to complete any remaining content and challenges. Nice. Oh, and they put a gun in here. There was a new shirt that I got. I want to see what it looks like real quick. That shirt. Wow. Maybe it was under preset outfits. Back on the job. Part-time assassin. That was it. Funeral suits. Tourist outfit. Nice. Adjust prices accordingly. Dr. Shin. Yeah, this one we saw. I think I showed you guys these. Mr. Black wedding suit. The Winston Chu ensemble. Monk. Hai Tian vintage jumpsuit. God, that looks like shit. I'm sorry, but Kill Bill sucked. I said it. You happy? I thought Kill Bill sucked. And I'm not afraid to say it. Okay, anyway, yep. That'll be it. Don't think I'll be showing anything else. Did anything unlock? Just out of curiosity, like any new races or... Because there was a quest to do all the races, and I've done them. Unless there's a Class S car that I can buy. But, I don't know. Anyway, so again, thanks for watching. Please leave comments. Let me know what you thought of this LP in the comments section below. And I will see you next time.